Did Katniss climb the hanging tree and then fall from it and break her foot? I've seen this theory going around, so I started doing some digging, and here's what I've found. First of all, the hanging tree we know from the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a real tree. It was by a dirt road that curved around a large field of hard-packed earth and weeds, ending at a wood. Thick trees, vines, and underbrush grew every which way. A great tree stood at the edge of the wood, its branches stretching out like large, knotty arms. A rope necklace dangled from one particularly horizontal appendage. That is our description of the hanging tree. The hanging tree is not at the meadow. Corio knows what the meadow is. He goes there and he does not refer to the hanging tree as being at the meadow. Trying to get our geography of District 12. We know it is very small. There is woods pretty much all around it. And by Katniss's time, there is a fence. Katniss's house is about at the edge of the Seam neighborhood, very close to the scruffy field called the Meadow. Separating the meadow from the woods, in fact, enclosing all of District 12, is a high chain link fence topped with barbed wire loops. By Katniss's time, the hanging tree is no longer in use. It was replaced by a formal gallows. Katniss never says anything about, oh yeah, that tree used to be the hanging tree. There's no mention of the actual tree. So we don't know if it's still there, or if it's still there, if it's behind this fence, or just pretty much forgotten about, and the people who do remember don't talk about it because who wants to talk about that? But in Catching Fire, this whole thing happened where Katniss was stuck outside in the woods. The fence had been turned on. The safest way for her to get back inside District 12 is to climb up a tree, and that would go over the fence, and then she can drop down, which is what she does. So we're trying to place this tree, if this tree is the hanging tree. When Katniss realizes the fence has been turned on, she is by the meadow. It's on the other side of the fence. And from there, she says, I begin to skirt along the tree line, searching for a tree with a branch high and long enough to fit my needs. After about a mile, I come upon an old maple that might do. So if she walked a mile, like along the meadow, where did she end up? Is she by that large field of hard-packed earth and weeds ending at a wood that was described in Ballad as where the hanging tree is? Maybe. The type of tree the hanging tree is also never said, if it's a maple or not, from what I could find. If you are doing detective work on this as well, please share it in the comments and cite your sources. I want quotes from the books, not, I think it said this. We're trying to figure this out. Give me quotes. This tree that Katniss has decided is her best bet. It is very wide at the trunk, so she can't climb it there, and there are no low branches. So she climbs a neighboring tree and leaps from it into the maple. She's barely able to get a grip on it, but she does, and she slowly inches her way out on a limb that hangs above the barbed wire. So this limb could be like a limb in the hanging tree. We know that people are up on a platform and then they're executed from there. So those branches could be pretty high up. To safely get over, Katniss ends up dropping from about 25 feet into the snow, and she hurts herself a bit. This is all in the books. This is not in the movie, by the way. But is that maple tree the hanging tree? Here's a picture of what a maple tree could look like. It seems possible, but also it could be an oak tree or something else. What do you think? I really like the theory. It'd be a fun link if Katniss had been in the tree and then dropped from it. The symbolism would be symbolisming, but I'm not finding anything conclusive where I can definitively say, yes, that was the hanging tree. So what do you think? Do you have any other clues? Please share them in the comments and cite your sources.